This guy can go over here and then participants. So, just for the recording purposes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Triple Rim Lambos Trading Group Learning Series. In this installment, we're going to learn about ghetto options with our friend Yakubu, who is the man when it comes to options. And I'm going to go ahead and turn over the presentation to him and he can explain things. But basically, from what I've taken away from ghetto options are that, what the heck are they? There are options that expire the same week. You already hold the stock, so you know which direction it's going. And so, Yakubu, I'm going to turn it over to you. Let's see here, participants. Yuck. More. Make host. All right. Okay, everyone. Okay, what are we seeing here? Zoom. Okay, at this point, you should be able to share your screen.
All right, great. Let me see.
I'm going to go ahead and mute, and you might see me step away here for a second. I'm just standing up to stretch my legs.
All right, sure. All right, so today we're gonna go over this ghetto options. That's actually what got everybody excited. And I think last time it was about plug. Yeah. I posted that several times in the group, and I think we started buying plug even before less than $30, and plug was doing great. EV and what's the name? It's in the what's the name? EV charging was the name
Plug?
industry. So yeah.
Oh,
So I mean, what actually made this all this was the name ghetto option made crazy was I was plug was always on my radar, but I didn't know that on that Friday, on that Thursday, plug was gonna get a huge news with what's the name a Japanese company about 1.6 billion. So this kind of news always tend to make stocks move crazy. And especially when you're buying those weekly options, you could see a 10-year gain in one day. You could see like 4,000%, 20,000%. So we try to what's the name risk limited amount of money in order for we to be able to raise capital. You understand? And just the disclaimer purposes, I'm not a financial advisor, and you all know we all here just for entertainment and learning purposes only. So for this ghetto option, it's very risky. I'm not gonna lie to you, is super risky. And just take it out this way. Every company, all these companies we invest, they do something called R&D, research and development. They spend billions and billions of dollars just to make research and development, like BNGO, all these what's the name, penny stocks we invest in. We give them our money. We buy a piece of this risk in order for them to do something great. So we always want to capitalize on this news to be able to know when exactly there'll be a news coming on. So we want to be on any was the name media outlet as possible, like Reddit, Twitter. Most of the time, I have a Twitter handler. I'm gonna let you guys know his name. He works with Bloomberg and what have you. So this guy, he's like the traders handler. He posts before even this news come on Think or Swim or what's the name, the news media itself. He posts like sometimes maybe 30 minutes before even it comes on this media outlet or as soon as possible. Once he gets it, he tweets it. So that's his job. And I've been following him for a minute. So we always wanna be able to know what news is gonna happen within the following week, within next week or whatsoever. And also this Ghetto option, in order for you to be comfortable, you need to own a stock. You need to own the stock too. That is gonna be a huge advantage for you because you already know the pattern whereby the stock moves. An example is Facebook. I'm trying to, what's the name? Share my screen here, but it's not allowing me. Let me see. Zoom.
If you need me to take over here and pull up my web browser and just tell me where to go, I can.
Yeah. Okay, just open maybe your Robinhood or something. I think that's much more simpler.
1 second. Let me just pull up participants, reclaim host, and I will pull up Chrome, and I will pull up Robinhood options.
So I'm using my phone to also navigate here. Let me see.
Is there a particular, you want me to pull up a particular ticker?
All right, open Ford. Everybody knows Ford, F.
Yep. Ford Motor.
Yeah. So I know we're talking about what's the name, Ghetto option, right? We all know Ford being in this game for a minute. And they've been losing market share due to Tesla, these EV companies and what have you. Companies like Ford, I think right now, since we are in this EV era, there might be a news anytime soon. And Ford is a real company. They invest. But companies like Ford, I'm not going to play Ghetto options on. Why? Because the option premium are cheap. Just go down to the expiration dates. Go up here. No. Where to select the expiration dates? Yeah. And go down. We want to go and see something called leaps. Go down to January 22nd. Yeah. Click on that and go up a little bit, maybe $20 call option. You see the $20 call option. This is expiring January 2022 for 76 cents. 76 cents. And click on that and let's see the open interest. We have over 12,788. This is humongous. We have a lot of people trying to buy this stock, believing that by next year, Ford is going to hit $20 by next year. So companies like Ford, you don't want to play Ghetto options with it because it's a 100-year-old company. It doesn't have anything new to offer. It's already in the game. Everybody knows it's in and out. It's bid down all the way to like $7, $5, and then now it's coming up. On Reddit, they see this kind of company like this, and they buy out of the money call 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead. And so right now, this is my new development. This is what I'm playing right now. And on Wednesday, actually, I played this $20 call option. I got it in around 43 cents.
Ooh.
And this $20 call option, around 43 cents, by that same day, this call option went all the way to almost $1. $1. And I bought 100 contracts on that. So if you do that calculation, around 43 cents, going to that, what's the name? That's about $43 per contract. And each option contract is times by 100, meaning that you are buying the right to own 100 shares of, what's the name? A stock. So actually this stock I played this stock expiring 2022. If I want, I won't sell it. I could just hold it off and let it do whatever it want to do. So I held this stock. It went all the way to $1 within that same day because there was an analyst gave the news that Ford is going to go all the way to $14. So this stock went all the way to $1, and my 43,300 gave me a whopping about 50-something thousand. So the overall this thing, I saw the 10,000. I'm like, whoa, I need to get this ASAP. So I sold, but I think Ford is still going to go down back again, and we have a huge open interest. So these are leaps. This one, if you want, you won't sell. You could just leave it. anytime, anytime, any day. I'm sure, to me, I think Ford can hit that $20 was the name Mac within maybe a this year or two. I'm sure. This is my price target. And the reason why I came into Ford was that I have a friend in Long Island. He is a very huge guy in this EV sector. He has a Tesla, and just recently he just bought the Ford Mustang, the EV Mustang for his wife, and I even got a test drive of it, and it was crazy. And he told me he drove this from Long Island all the way to California, and he said the car is super dope. And I had a test drive. I'm like, you know what? If there is a product, there is a way. You understand? Once there's a product, there's a way. So also, you guys should be careful. Like when you want to do this Ghetto option, you want to know what sector is hot. Don't go and find a penny stock like this. What's the name? Pharmaceuticals, thinking, oh, this is a cancer pharmaceutical, something, something. So I want to buy this penny stock. One is even less than $5. No, because initially, right? This is the way options are even calculated. Every option, if let's say you buy an option for $1, right? Before, your break even supposed to be what? $3.75. So you have to make 2 times the money in order for you to get your break even. But right now, many people, just because the market is going so bullish, so the pricing of the option this time is not as accurate as the way it's supposed to be. So you got to take note of that. So that's why I tell you guys shouldn't go into this penny stock, because the stock is in the penny, and you're not gonna get, maybe it's not gonna come. It's gonna, if you look at the penny, can you type SNDL? Let me show them the penny stock, the price it starts at. Yeah. Go to the options. Can you go to the options on the SNDL? Yeah. So if you look at, what's the name, SNDL, I mean, this one in these days about to go. Just go maybe February 19 or something like that to get a better price. What's the name? So
Okay, sure.
okay. All right. So technical, when option itself, technical, this kind of this 0.5. Can you open it? Let's see the open interest down there. Go down, go up. This actually, I could tell you, this is a trap. This is actually a trap, because options is not supposed to go this down. Somebody just created this just to trap new investors, like people who are new to the market. You don't know what you're doing. You just go by this, saying that this is 16,000 people interested
Oh,
buying
it's only a
SNDL.
nickel. Oh,
Exactly. Don't go buy this kind of things. It's a trap. You're not gonna make money on this, believe me. And even if you make money on this, I mean, it's just a YOLO. You want to do that, maybe it's happened, because sometimes these options get rigged. But if you
I
want
did
to
that
do this
last
kind
week.
of things, it could get rigged. Like sometimes you could make money or you could lose money, but something like this, never try, because guess what? The stock already trading at 63 cents. 63 cents. And now you want to buy a right to own 100 shares of this at 5 cents. The call option, the strike price is 5 cents at 23 cents, meaning you're even paying more than the stock itself. I just showed you guys the 2022 call option of Ford going for how much? 76 cents. I bought that, the $20 call option, for 43 cents. So why would you go down there to buy this? It doesn't make sense. Whereas you know that SNDL, it has potential. I do have shares in SNDL, but I have real amount of shares, not options, because I don't want my money to expire worthless. Options is dealing with time.
Mm.
So you could
Oh,
buy more time.
let me pull that. Let me pull up this diagram.
All right.
Not that one, but where is it? I had a really good. I had a screen pulled up that shows the option calculator. There's a, oh shoot, I had it up too. Darn it. charts. No. Let's see. Is it in this one? Here we go.
Yeah. So you could see always the call option is on your right, the put option is on your left. I mean, the call option is on my left right now as I'm looking at it, and then the put option is always on the right hand side. So when you look at this diagram, it shows you how the what's the name the diagonals, how it moves. You understand? So everything is all about
time. This is time going left to right.
Exactly. So it's telling you about the what's the name. So we have two types of option: is call option and put option. This is just the two types of option, and people could tweak it anyhow they want. So if you buy a call option, meaning that you betting that the stock is gonna go up. You understand? So let's say the stock is $1. You could buy a strike price of $2, saying that this stock is gonna go to $2. But how and when? You have to tell yourself, okay, maybe within the next 3 weeks, this stock can go to $2 based on your analysis, based on maybe how long you've held the stock.
And this is where your technical analysis and your trend lines come into play. We'll get into that later. Go ahead.
So you get into that later. So you look at those, and then you look at the wings. You're like, okay, this stock could jump up. And what you could look at similar industries whereby the company is in. You understand? So to me, I call myself mostly the arbitrage alternative trader. So for me, what I mostly do in order for me to get all these YOLO options or ghetto options is I look at stocks which did well. And once those stocks did well, I know the stock did super well. So I look for a stock which is similar in that industry, which is not spoken yet, but is doing the same thing as the bigger stock. An example is Roku. Roku did crazy amount of well. No, I didn't know Roku is gonna hit $400. But look at Roku now. Roku is about $400. So what did I do? I started buying Fubu because I know Fubu is doing the same thing as Roku. I even asked you guys, what do you guys think about Roku and this? And personally, I do have a Roku in my house, and I also have a Fubu in my house. So you guys should use this as like an arbitrage. When you go to the shop, like you go to, what's the name, Costco, you go to your local shop, this, look in the aisles, just don't shop and leave. No, when you're shopping, tell yourself, I'm shopping based on arbitrage. Whatever I'm buying, I want to know what brand is it? What is this brand doing? Is it constantly bought? Like last time I went to, what's the name, Costco, I saw a lot of different SKUs of tattoo chef. This is actually a SPAC which is gonna merge eventually. So I saw this, what's the name, this vegan company called Tattoo Chef, and I saw a lot of SKUs, and I saw many people buying it. I never tried it, but I was friendly enough to even ask some of these customers, hey, how do you like this? They're like, wow, this is super, super great. I really enjoy it, and this and that. So I was like, okay, that's incredible. That's incredible. And so these are the few things you need to look at and what have you. You understand? These are the few things you need to look at. And also, don't tend to over leverage. Don't tend to over leverage. Look for stock with good momentum. Look for stock with high volatility, and then go right in it. Like stock which has a lot of open interest, these are good stuff. You understand? Stock with high interest and what's the name? Open interest. And if you believe the stock is gonna have maybe a good news or something, yeah. But right now, I think the EV companies is doing super, super great. And also, what's the name to the 5G. If you could go on Think or Swim.
Sorry,
no.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna close this. I was trying to pull up IBKR because they have a great, at least in the mobile app, in the IBKR tickers. If you go to a particular ticker, they have a section in there called competitors, and I open that a lot. So what you were just speaking to with Roku and how you go to one of the competitors and how you found Fubo. That panel right there is great and I believe that you can look up without having an account there, you can look up their ticker on the
Yeah.
international brokers.
You should send me the link to that personally so that I could check. I like those kind of apps so that I could be able to see what competitor is going on.
Oh yeah,
So yeah,
they've got some panels in there that are they're just great. So.
Yeah. So just send me that so that I could be able to check and see if everything is good. And also if you could rush to Robinhood real quick.
Sure, let me go back there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So you could type the ticker NOK.
no,
Yeah.
Nokia.
That's Nokia.
Okay.
So if you believe that these companies can make a comeback, the like of GM, like what's the name, GameStop, the stock was just like $5, man. I was looking at this stuff around $5. I bought some of GameStop all the way to $18. I sold it, and then I started looking at the business model and everything. I'm like, you know what, there's nobody going to the shop to go and change their game CDs and what have you. This
The one
stock
by
is
my house
going
is
nuts.
boarded up.
This stock is going nuts. And if you go on Reddit, like you guys should use Reddit a lot so that you could incorporate whatever these guys are doing. Because Reddit, there are so many people who got money. It's not like they got money, but they got some change. They just want to change their life one time, and these people just go crazy. So just like the same way Mike said he used stock tweet to look at these angry investors and stuff like that. You could also go on Reddit and look at these warrior traders. I call them warrior traders. These are traders who just use their mortgage or something to just play some crazy stuff, like, play some crazy stuff. No, you should rather go to what's the name, Wall Street bets rather. I'm just giving the terminology. Yeah, so just type in the Wall Street bets and you could see some crazy amount of what's the name, folks down there doing some crazy amount of things. And yeah, right now I think their next target is BBB, BlackBerry. That's why I was able to also come in line with what's the name, Nokia. So Nokia, I'm not gonna play a weekly call option on Nokia. No, I'm gonna play leaps. So mostly every year I tend to find some companies that I play leaps on. I play them maybe 1 year or 2 years out of the money, just leave them in. Whatever happens, I still have more time, I just leave them. And this sometimes just few $100s could become few $1,000s. You understand? So I do this to buy one insurance on my trade, because 90% of traders lose money, and that is unanimous. Everybody knows that. So you want to be part of that 8%. You want to be part of that 8% of traders so that you don't lose money. You don't want to be part of that 90%. You want to be part of that little 8%, because the 2% is very hard to be in. You want to be part of that 8%. So to me, and you need to be smart. That's why I have a long, what's the name, account, whereby this account, I don't mind whatever happens. I just, if the stock is good and I believe the stock is gonna be viable within the 5 to 10 years, I just buy them, leave them there, and let them ride. It's just like Neo. I started buying Neo way below $2, in 2018. That was when I started buying Neo. And Tesla, like it was like a religion. I started buying them, just leaving them, and today Tesla is something crazy. The options are just crazy. So you need to look at it like this. You need to have like an optimistic mindset, and it's all about a mindset. Everything is all about the mindset, the way you want to look at the stock, the way you want to look at the company, and the way you want to execute it. That's all. You understand? So if you have a huge mindset, you go in the store, you look at what is going on. Oh, this is a new product. People are buying it. Don't hesitate. You have your phone. Check which company makes this. Which company makes this product. Maybe that is just the next thing which is gonna explode, because this is what Wall Street don't do. Wall Street, they don't do individual investigation. They don't go and see things. But most of the time, the things we see things before even Wall Street see it. But you need to have that investor's glass, investor's
Right.
goggle to put on to be able to see what is gonna explode. But is it gonna happen overnight? No. But if you train yourself, it's just gonna be like a sage. You'll be able to tell things without even knowing. You just say it, and then it's gonna happen. So eventually, you're just gonna build this kind of this kind of natural calling in you, as just based
Mindset.
on experience. Exactly. So
It's a
everything is
mindset.
mindset. You see how I'm able to just figure out these stocks and this and this. Nobody is even talking about Nokia right now, but believe me, Nokia could shoot to $15 in a very short time. Why? 5G. They just signed a huge contract with the federal government and
And
about 5G.
and this is what I was saying about the new administration. They're
Yeah,
going to pump a bunch of money into that.
yeah,
Frankly, the Republicans were just holding up for the last 8 years. So
exactly.
you've got money going into 5G. You've got money going into EVs. Every single company out there
Solar, all
has
of that.
declared
Yeah,
that they want to be, carbon zero by 2035. That's not very far off, folks. That's
yep.
15 years of just like what Yakubu was saying, R&D. I live here in the Bay Area in Oakland, California, and I used to work over by Stanford University. And over there, there's a company, it's Ford, and they have a company called the Greenfield. And they've been building not only the EV cars, but the self-driving EV cars. So, you've got these technologies, the 5G, the EVs, you've got the new infrastructure bills that are finally going to start passing. So you're going to have a lot of the highway technology and all of the smaller companies that are going to have to support that, the infrastructure. There's a lot of distance in between some of these towns if you've ever driven across country. And, there are going to be companies that are going to have to do the R&D to figure out how to get that self-driving signal 200 miles out from any town. So 5G, EV, infrastructure, solar, wind power, REITs, because the homeless situation is going to be addressed finally, and at least to some degree. Those are my thoughts. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kubu, but I just wanted to make a couple
No.
points.
Yeah, you're making a great point over there. So yeah, so just like what he's saying, like these are the great industry, these are the great sectors. And when you look at all these companies, let me tell you, all these companies are already existing company. All the new things which is happening is about distraction. Every new thing that is coming is about to change something which is already in existence. You already know. We already have electricity, but the way we do our electricity, is it the good way? No. Everybody want to use the natural way, the God way, which has already been there. So you need to look at this kind of thing. Look at, we already got cars, but they said what? The cars we do, wasn't it, contribute to certain amounts of pollutions in the world. So everybody is coming to distract. So you need to know what is the next thing which is going to be distract. You understand? The housing industry, the financial industry. So the crypto industry too, like the cryptocurrencies and all of that. These are all this stuff. You understand? So all those kind of mining companies, and so you need to pay attention to all of that. And I try as much as possible to stay away from oil companies. Like oil companies, I just don't. I have this oil company, a huge bag over there during the pandemic. They were doing so good because they were holding, they were like tankers. So they were holding a lot of oil for these companies, and I just bought them, and the stock just deep down. But the only reason why I still own them is because they give good dividends, like they give some nice dividend. And I have couple amount of shares, and every month they give me about $130 dividends. So I said, you know what, I could break even with this, So I just let them keep giving me the dividends. I'll use it to pay my cell phone bills and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why I just left them. But I try as much as possible. I steer away from the oil companies, and then I go much for about the clean energy, and those are the hot sectors. So that is just what it is. And let's be one too. This COVID is getting out of hand. The new mutation and what have you. So we gotta be cautious. I think what happened in 2020, we're gonna have it 2.2, 2.0. The same thing might happen if we don't take time, and if this new administration is not able to tackle things properly. as the way it's supposed to be, because I just saw this just the same way it's happened in 2020. 2020 in January, just like this, everything was going up. Everything was just going up. Like you buy an option call the next day, today, you closes the next day, it's like you're making 30, 50%, 60%. I've witnessed this, and most of you guys came in during when was the name of the market's already dipped. So I'm just telling you this based on
after the big
rising
crash.
up and seeing the drop. You understand? So you got to be cautious. Just don't put all your money out there and say, oh, you know what? Let me just YOLO this. No, the markets we could still have a correction because this mutation. China have a partial lockdown. UK have a partial lockdown. So those of you guys in UK, let us know, because I just don't want to deal with the media. The media, they just make the thing so rage. Let us know, is it true you guys have a lockdown down there in UK? Is there any stimulus given to you guys? How are things? Let us know. I want to have that feeling. I want to see things based on the way you guys see it, not based on just the way the media give it, because the media trying to make things outrage. So the guys in the UK, in Singapore, wherever you are, just sometimes just tell us, oh, there's a lockdown in my country. There is this. Let us know from in-person perspective. You understand? This is the arbitrage I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see the way I look at things, and also let me know the way you also look at things. And the group strategy, if we all can have this and we all can buy these slips, come on. I want we also have the triple Lambo rims, because next time we want to pull up big and we want to pull up massive. So, I'm going to rest my case here, and, thank you all for, having me. And, it's a very nice session we're having right now. And good luck for everybody for Monday. Let's be ready and
We have
crash
6
the
minutes
market.
left,
And
Yakubu.
yeah,
I just want to just guide the last couple minutes here.
yeah,
Uh, let's talk about. Oh, so one thing for everybody, this thing that I've been showing as he's been talking. This is FinViz, and if you go to finviz.com, this is the sector map, and the sector map is great for exactly what Yakubu was just speaking to, which is, like, look for the car makers over here. Here, you can see how sectors are doing, and you see a lot of red right now. So you can see that, it looks like there's some companies that are starting to fail, and that might be an indicator of a bigger drop. So you can switch between ranges and stuff like that. But this is kind of a heat map, and as you hover over these different little squares, it'll tell you the information about the companies and so forth, and it'll show you uh, uh, their share of the market. So McDonald's is huge, right? They're still bigger than Starbucks, and but they're awfully competitive. And so you can compare them here, get that, and they have things like auto manufacturers here, restaurants, footwear, internet connections, semiconductors. Here's where your NVIDIAs are, and your AMD and things like that. Apple, they're kind of in their own sector, right? So this is a great tool for looking for those things. And the last thing I wanted to touch on, and we got about 4 minutes here, so that's plenty of time, is what do you look for, Yakubu, when you're doing your strike prices? Like, what do you? Because I've tried a couple of these Ghetto options. I haven't done so well. And whoops, not that. And so I think it's and like this week I had 2 McDonald's ones, one call and one put, and they seemed like right in the range, because it seems like if a share price is 422, you just want to go up
put
just a little
McDonald's
bit or
down
down
there.
a
Let
little.
me see.
Huh?
Can you type in McDonald's? Let me see what you were looking at.
Sure. MCD. McDonald's. So last week I had a put at 207 and a half. I'm going to go to the options. And then I also got a signal to do a put at 215. And so I just did it because I got a signal, and I don't know what I don't know what I'm looking at right here.
Yeah.
Like when I click on this thing and I get the information, like somebody's told me, oh, you need to look at the theta. And I'm like, okay, what am I looking for? And so that's kind of my question here is like, what am I looking for? What do you look for? What are the key indicators to you that like, this is one that I want to grab now?
Okay. So first of all, if I want to play a ghetto option, I'm not gonna go on a company like McDonald's. It's in the restaurant industry. I think it's not booming enough, and I think the stock is already at its equilibrium. Like it's around this $200 Mac. And I mean the option contracts are pretty much cheap though. But
So what would you look
the
for?
get okay, so the ghetto option actually is you looking for what's the name? A destructive company, which is one, and not just that. Look for company which has high volume. When you look at the volume for the day and look for cheap as possible. If let's say this 217, I'm seeing this 217.5. Let's say this 217.5 is maybe around less than 50 cents, right? Less than 50 cents. And I could find maybe a volume of maybe 2,000 and an open interest of maybe let's say 1,000, right?
Okay.
I will give it a try. I'll
So
just
these
give it
are
a
these are
try.
the numbers you're looking at.
Yeah, I look at those, and also I want to look at what's the name? Delta less than 30. You understand? Delta less than 30. So this like this is a no-no for me. This like this is a no-no for me. So I look at Delta.
And why is that? What numbers are telling you this is no?
Okay, look at the Delta. It's above 30. You see the
Okay.
Delta?
Yeah.
It's above 30. So I look at the Delta, and
What
then
are
I
you
want to
looking
see
for?
a Delta less than 30.
Less than 30.
Less than 30. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to look at the Delta less than 30. And also the open interest, because sometimes look, you can make money on these ghetto options, but you can't sell. So you wanna get at least more than 1,000 open interest. So if you have more than 1,000 open interest and maybe at least more than 1,000 or 2,000 volume, because if there is volume, meaning there is want. You understand? I've been in certain ghetto options whereby I bought the stock, I was up like 1,500%. But guess what? I can sell. So the stock has to expire worthless. Even though I made money, it looked good in my account, but I didn't have any money. There's no money in it. Like it tells you, oh, you have this amount, but nobody's buying. So
Okay.
the option expires worthless.
We're down to less than a minute. So we
Yeah,
need high volume above 2,000. We need open
yeah,
interest above 1,000, and we need a delta of less than 30.
30, exactly.
Okay, this is about to end. We're going to record, and I'm going to do one last session where I'm going to discuss my indicator,
Yeah,
and I just want to get some feedback on what I'm programming and how what you think I should add to it that's going to give it a real impact that's really going to help us all. So
all
this
right.
is going to end. Anybody who wants to join the boring computer geek coding part, you are welcome to join.
Yeah. So
But
just a
I'd like
real
to show
quick,
off a little bit in the next
I would like
section.
to have a rain check on that because I told you I'm in Maryland, so actually
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
going
Go
to a
enjoy
meeting right
yourself.
now. So I'm gonna look at the recorded video, and
Yep.
anything I'll just give you my feedback. All right.
Okay. And thank
All
you
right.
so much
So
for your portion of this and making yourself available.